Victor Wembanyama, year 3 last night. The San Antonio Spurs in action, and he's doing a little bit of everything here on Monday night. Off of the Keldon Johnson miss, he's right there for the
How about that?
Bobby.
I mean, the side. I mean, it's like just tapping, tipping.
Oh, you recognize him?
Oh,
Frank the Tank Kaminsky? Nope. Victor shutting him down. Huge block there, Bobby.
And the ability to kind of run. This is my concern a little bit, the turnovers there, but unfortunately gets a Wemby dunk off the miss there.
Yeah, big dunk off of the miss there by Champagnie. And then going ahead here a little bit later in the first, his head is barely, is way above the rim. Victor Wembanyama, a little two-man action there.
Like a quarterback making perfect passes.
Big to Luke Cornett. And then the second quarter here, you want Wembanyama lurking in the paint a little bit. Comes over, massive rejection off the glass. A big-time block there, and then heading the other way. Defense leading to offense for the San Antonio Spurs. And then if you think it's just his game around the rim, well, no. Pulling up for 3 in transition there, nails it.
And that's what he's looking to do, kind of play out on the perimeter, less in the paint.
Wemby gets in the lane, finds Cornett there for another lob. It could be a fun little connection this year. Here's Wembanyama after the game on getting his teammates involved.
There are some shots. Of course, I probably turned down a shot I could make with my eyes closed, but that was to get one of my teammates a shot he can make in his sleep, you know what I mean? So we have 24 seconds, to find the best solution offensively, and this is what we're trying to do because this is what great teams do.
In just 16 minutes of action, he put up 9 points. Wemby had 10 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 blocks, 6 turnovers, though, as you mentioned, that we're keeping an eye on here. He also made all 3 of his shot attempts there. So, Perk, the combination of Wemby's size, his ability, it makes it so he can kind of shoot from anywhere on the floor. But how did you want to see him approach this game offensively?
Well, how he's approaching it overall, Malika, a player that was sidelined because of health issues, and when you're on the sideline, you miss the game of basketball and you appreciate it more. That's what we're seeing right now, that joy out of Wemby, along with his work ethic and his desire to want to be better and be great. But on top of that, I want Wemby to be a big man that has guard skills, playing inside out, and he is showing that right now on both sides of the floor. Not afraid to mix it up, using himself a lot more in the screen pick and roll action as the picker, and also establishing himself on that low block mid post area, and then he's taking it to the outside when we see him pushing a rock, looking like a Jamal Crawford and KD at times.
Well, Malika, the Spurs were missing their 3 lead guards last night due to injury: De'Aaron Fox, Dylan Harper, and Stephon Castle. So they started 4 wings and Victor Wembanyama, and as a result, he essentially played point center. You saw in some of those highlights, he looked kind of like Draymond Green, getting the ball at the center of the court and distributing it. And look, he can do a lot of different things, but create with the ball far from the hoop is something that is on the list. I don't know how much you want to do it, but I'm just going to tell you, coaches have been trying to talk Victor out of playing on the perimeter since he was 11 or 12 years old. He has never listened to them. He's not going to listen now. So the game plan last night, be it a one-off style game plan against a Chinese team, could be instructive in how Victor wants to expand his game more this season.
I looked at it almost like a young Giannis last night, as far as him initiating the offense, bringing the ball up the court. Of course, the 6 turnovers is a little bit of a concern. North of 3 the last 2 years as far as turnovers. My question is going to be, what happens when De'Aaron Fox and Dylan Harper come back?
Right.
And as far as him having the ball less, how does he kind of how does the offense kind of evolve around Victor here? That's the biggest concern. Is he going to be in a corner standing? I'd love to get him just around the paint more,
right,
instead of less kind of floating around the perimeter. But I like him bringing the ball up. His base, I said it yesterday, his base is a lot stronger than it was 2 years ago when we saw it at Summer League.
And it's just so nice to see him back on the floor. And the expectations from the Spurs is they're not going to be without Dylan Harper and De'Aaron Fox that far into the regular season, if at all, right? They're trying to get him back kind of on the early side of all this so that they have plenty of time to gel before we get down to the brass tacks. You guys probably spotted this in those highlights, but in case you didn't, Wemby wasn't the only Victor on the floor last night. A friend of the show, Victor Wembanyama, and Victor Oladipo, the former former second overall draft pick in the 2013 draft, lighten it up here for the Lions, dropping 20 points, adding 5 steals. He said his story would inspire the masses, and certainly all of us here at NBA Today are rooting for him as he takes his next steps in trying to return to the NBA. But it was just great to see him out on the floor here. We also got the long-anticipated debut of Cooper Flagg last night, and he looked pretty good. I know, Bobby, there was not a whole lot of rotation players out there for the defending champions, but Flagg is who we should be keeping an eye on. Huge block there.
We could have gotten 5-on-1 last night, and I still would have been excited.
Anthony Davis there for the slam, and then going ahead a minute later, Flagg gets it at the top of the arc, drives, dishes it to Lively for the reverse jam.
Great ball movement.
Later in the first year, we've been wondering how much Cooper with the ball in his hands playing point guard we were going to see here. Dishes it off once again, this time to Dwight Powell with the flush. The Mavs, they would lead by 9 after the first. Second quarter, less than 6 to go. Mavs getting out in transition a little bit here. A nice pass to P.J. Washington and one.
Well, and here's the thing. Even though they didn't have most of their guys, they still had Case and Wallace guarding Cooper last night, bringing the ball up the court.
Absolutely, and that is not an easy task. Flagg, nice finish. The Mavs, you know what? The score is not what's important here. It's the step back three, Bobby.
That is NBA ready right now.
Absolutely. Youngest player in the league and looking so mature beyond his years. Flagg drains the pull-up three. He finished with 10 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. Here's Cooper after the game.
I mean, I had a lot of fun. This is a great team. We got a lot of really good guys, a lot of great players, but I thought we just played together really well, and, you know, that's a fun brand of basketball to play. And the ball's moving around, everybody has each other back, so it was fun.
I thought he did a great job of finding guys. He found PJ for and one, and then also being able to play off the dribble and shoot the three. So, you know, for an 18-year-old, it's kind of special and kind of fun to watch his ability to handle the ball in those situations, and he's only going to get better.
It's time to say howdy to our partner, Tim McMahon, who was in Fort Worth to see Cooper Flagg's debut last night. So, Tim, you were there. What stood out to you from the Mavericks after seeing him in action?
Howdy, Malik. I thought Cooper Flagg was as advertised, and his value as a guy who impacts the game in a variety of ways, an extremely versatile player. I thought it was fitting that probably his most spectacular highlight was on the defensive end of the floor when he swoops in from the weak side, swats that shot off the glass, gets a fast break started. He might make a bigger impact defensively as a rookie than he will on the offensive end. You don't hear that very often about a teenage player coming into the league. And then on the offensive end, all 10 of his points came in a flurry, but I thought the biggest test that he passed was, like Bobby said, bringing the ball up the court against Case and Wallace. There weren't a lot of core players for the Thunder who made the trip. Case and Wallace was one of them, though. This is an elite defensive player, an elite on-ball defender, an elite playmaker. If you can bring the ball up the court comfortably, patiently against a defender like Case and Wallace, you can do it against anybody in the league. You see Cooper Flagg here bringing it up, getting to his spot, making the right read, which he did over and over again. You didn't see him force anything in this game, and finding his teammate for an easy bucket. That's the kind of play that the Mavericks are asking Cooper Flagg to make over and over again throughout his rookie season, throughout what they believe, and he believes, will be a Rookie of the Year campaign.
Yeah, the odds makers say the same. Look at you, Timmy Tapes in his bag there. I want to bring Kendrick Perkins into this discussion as well. Perk, what were your early impressions here of seeing Cooper running with the other Maverick starters?
Well, it was a lot, but on the defensive side of things, he showed his impact because he's so versatile, meaning that he could guard 1 through 5, but if you need him to play out of position, if you need him to anchor the defense, he's a hell of a rim protector. And we got the film right here, Malik, okay? I broke down a couple clips. I want you to see. Hell of a defender, high IQ. Look at him as a rookie, pointing, communicating, seeing ball, seeing man. Watch here, his D'Angelo Russell gets in trouble, get back cutted. Cooper Flagg is there, and watch how he's running the floor. Although this lob went to Anthony Davis, Cooper Flagg sprinting the floor, being the outlet just in case. And then offensively, this was just a beautiful thing to see. Pick and roll with him and Anthony Davis. Guys sagging back. Watch Cooper step right into this three-point shot and knock it down. I believe we're going to see